Our history is full of lost voices, people whose ideas and beliefs, fears and hopes are absent from official records. In the Voices of History series, contemporary writers from TNT combine research and imagination to bring these individuals to life in fiction and poems. The so-called Mystery Tombstone in Plymouth, Tobago, is the resting place of a woman named Betty Stiven, whose riddling epitaph has intrigued visitors for generations. Who was this woman described as a mother without knowing it and a wife without letting her husband know it? Writer Elspeth Duncan brings her lost voice to life. Part of the NGC Bocas Lit Fest's 2022 Season of Independence, celebrating Trinidad and Tobago's 60th anniversary as an independent nation.
Betty Stiven, a slave to love. I've kept my feelings buried for so long, perhaps too long. Some say centuries. But what is time to a heart that has become so cold, so hard, like black slate, unable to ever soften and open itself again? In this lifeless void, I am silent and still, unmoved by even the promise of resurrection. I would unearth myself if only I knew that I could feel again as I once did, in the days when love was alive, an unexpected mystery that came to set me free. I was born into the darkness of my eyes, hair, and skin, never knowing who I was until he claimed me, till he named me. In his voice of sugar, he called me Betty. A simple name for girls like me who had no wealth and were worth nothing. At least so it was said, until he took me in and made more of me. This large man, the moon-white sugar king, with eyes like sea and hair like straw, which he made me run my fingers through at night when blackness swallowed the view of the fort, the harbor, the Plymouth streets, and I turned my eyes to his cotton sheets. No more was I that little girl, no more the fields and skies my world, no more of cotton-picking blisters and outdoor toil with sad soul sisters. I was not his only one. Night after night, they come and gone. Women flowing like molasses, sweet and thick and tall like grasses. His children, there were 3, made mulatto free: Alexander, Sally, Mary. They didn't belong to me. But I wash their clothes, I comb their hair, I sing to sleep, I wipe each tear, I cook their meals, I clean their faces, shine their shoes, tie their laces. For him, for them, I make this home. But oh, for a child to call my own. The other women tease and taunt, but I shall not want. In this great house where some of us are kept, only I have been given the password. Alex. Alex grants me many privileges in exchange for my kind indulgences. My life is now this polished world of stretching wooden hallways and windows made sparkling by hard-worked hands. From my room above, I stare down at my people toiling in their ebony skin, shimmering, glimmering, mirroring as I sing their long-forgotten names. Amber, Bernice, Cynthia, Dean, Evans, Francis, Geraldine, Hester, Inga, Joseph, Keane, Lawrence, Marvin, Norma, Jean. And of course the unnamed ones. Some died away eventually, suddenly, mysteriously. But such a fate was not for me. Alex hears me singing from my chambers, my voice soaring with wings down the hallway, calling him out of his supremacy, humbling him to the magic of me. In secret, I am a powerful woman, beautiful negress, built like a fortress, soulful songstress, master's mistress. Each night, Alex comes quietly, bringing the smell of tobacco and salty sweat from the sun that barely shines where he comes from. My black songbird, he whispers, his breath like a wind rush in my ear, burying his face in the bush of my hair. The cannon explodes. Year of our Lord 1781. The French have come to seize the island. Invading the port, bombarding the fort, my life, our life could come to naught. Yes, our life. Our privileged life. I have earned the right to be called his wife. It's written here in black and white, but not on paper, only in skin. How dare they call this love a sin? Our vows are simple, private, humble. I will be your port in the storm. I will keep your spirit warm. Guard your heart and soul from harm. Now, the smell of gunpowder invades each breath. Sad songs from the fields sound more like death. Proud plantations humble under French control. He is losing his sugar, losing his gold, losing his mind as his vast empire now struggles in the shadow of itself, just as he does, dragging once shiny-booted feet down the termite-ridden, bullet-riddled hallways, staring heavy-lidded through broken windows of his soul, in this no longer great house of his, no longer ours. My songs weave no more magic in his heart. His love drowns itself in rivers of rum. Now that his doors are closed, no more open to me, who am I supposed to be? Not his wife, not their mother. My deep black skin always makes me other. A beautiful negress, built like a fortress, soulful songstress, no one's mistress. They say nothing, I say nothing. The water from our eyes is salty sweet as I comb their hair for the last time. Alexander, Sally, and Mary, his mulatto treasures, destined to set sail to a foreign land, unknown and grand, promising more than the painful remnants of his crumbled sugar kingdom. 2 years pass. The house is empty, as am I. In this lonely room, with my vacant womb, that yearns to be filled by the one who can never be taken from me. The one who comes from and belongs to me. Let it be. It is time for a new secret, a new love. Shh. I let him in with his whipped back, skin black, cushioned lips, grinding hips. The promise of a child is born between us. What will her name be? Amber Bernice Cynthia Dean. I never knew my death would be like this, found like a thief in the steel of a kiss. Run! The gun! Alex fires. We are done. He binds us together like lovers in chains, bodies stiff, over the cliff, two of us and the promised one. Sinking deep, seabed sleep, do not weep, this child I keep. Some say I never existed, that his mistresses were rum and gold, buried in a humble grave, it's told, a hidden safe, a resting place, for a treasure with no human face. Within these walls are deposited the bodies of Betty Stevens and her child. She was the beloved wife of Alex Stevens, who to the end of his days will deplore her death, which happened on the 25th day of November, 1783, in the 23rd year of her life. What was remarkable of her was that she was a mother without knowing it, and a wife without letting her husband know it, except by her kind indulgences to him. Inscription on the gravestone of Betty Stevens. I wrote this piece from the perspective of Betty Stevens. Apart from her name on the Mystery Tombstone, there is no other recollection of her name in any of the archival searches that I did. Even those are very limited, and they point mainly at Alex Stevens, who they describe as a sugar baron, and they also mention his 3 children, Alexander, Sally, and Mary, who were mulatto children. I didn't get the feeling that they were Betty's children. In order to get a feeling for Betty, I went to visit the Mystery Tombstone, which of course I've been to in the past, but this time, because of my mission, I had a different sensibility about it. While visiting the tombstone, I got a very strong sense of how that place must have looked when Betty walked those streets, when she would have gone to the fort, maybe to look out over the cliff, look out to the sea, maybe have some dreams. I got the sense of her as being a very poetic soul that has not been recognized. It's as though she was silenced. So I felt that I became a voice for her. And even though I didn't intend to rhyme within the piece, it ended up being that way. And the rhythm and the rhyme of it is what drove the piece forward.